source of their problem, and that's where you need to start from. You were not the cause. You are not the originator of that problem. It's okay to help them to resolve that problem if you can. Do you feel guilty or overly responsible for people's unhappiness? When they are sad, you are very quick to rush to them. And when they are angry or upset, you feel it's your responsibility, or you assume that you could have done something to make them not upset or angry. When they ask for help, for instance, you feel obliged that you should respond to their demands, even when it's not convenient for you. It's you look at it in this way. You carrying everyone, like you have 10 friends and 5 members of your family, that's 15. You carry all their sadness, all their happiness, and you put it in your own self. That's like carrying other people's responsibility on your own happiness, or on your own responsibilities that you have. This sort of habit is sort of very common. You feel so much guilt and you begin to question yourself when you say no, or when you're trying to please people. Or maybe you're looking at it from a place that it is love. Today, I would say to you that it is not love when you're feeling that you're responsible for making other people feel the way they feel. Or when they have negative emotions, you feel that you're responsible for that. Today, I'll be sharing with you ways where you can free yourself from being responsible for other people's emotion. And it is okay to let go. It is okay to let go, because you are not responsible for their happiness, and you are not the reason why they have problems. You're not the reason why they are unhappy. If this sounds familiar, it is time to let go. It is time to start thinking about yourself. It is time to remember that you cannot carry the burden of the whole world. And I was using a phrase recently to one of my to my mom. Actually, I always talk about my mom. Actually, she's been so good. I believe she's watching now. Yes, so you're not Jesus Christ, and you cannot carry the burden of the whole world. So it is time to let go. It is time to let go of that feeling of guilt. I know, just as every other emotion, it's very difficult to let go of guilt, and sometimes it is hard. But we'll be digging down deep into this today. You please yourself, or you displease yourself, and you put down your own responsibility. You make yourself very uncomfortable, and you start beating or biting yourself, or feeling very uncomfortable, feeling very sad because somebody else is sad. That's not the right way. That's not you looking after yourself. If you don't know me, I am Bola Adeyeye Omishade, and you're welcome to this community. It is Bola Adeyeye Omishade Show, a community where we build our confidence, we embrace self-love, we learn how to be comfortable in our own self, we learn how to self-love and overcome self-doubt. You're welcome to join us. If you enjoy this episode, I want you to leave a comment, share your thoughts as well while you're watching. What are the things you have done? And just in case you don't know what we're talking about freeing yourself from the guilt and taking responsibility for other people's happiness. And I can relate so much to this. It's still a learning curve for me. I'm still, because of course it's something that is very hard to let go. But that the the background is, do you always feel that you should take control? You should make everything okay. It should be you that needs to make everything perfect. It should be you that needs to make everything, complete. That's from that thoughts, embracing that feeling of, yes, I need to make everybody happy. When they are not happy, I shouldn't be happy. And that's not self-love, because you don't love yourself. And you see, it just frustrates you more. It limits how much you're looking after yourself, and that is not really good. So how do we get rid of that feeling of guilt, of trying to please everyone? It has to start with acknowledging that this is how you react. Acknowledging that, yes, you're always feeling bad. And then you need to sit down and explore it. Instead of you judging, you want to be curious and saying, okay, well, it's okay for other people to be unhappy. I am not the cause of their problem. I can help them if I can, and that's if you have the capacity or you're an expert. I can help them, but if you're not an expert, you don't have the resources, it's me adding more to my own existing problem. It is me putting a burden on myself that I'm not able to manage. And you have to remember that in some cases, you can only force a horse to the river. You can't force it to drink water. So is this person actually willing to maybe embrace the support that you are wanting to give to them? Because for example, somebody is trying to maybe look for get into a relationship, and you're trying as much as you can to support them to get into that relationship, but they have their own values which are different from yours. So you're just as I think I can't remember, I listened to, you're just a character in their own story. You cannot impose your own values on them. You cannot impose your own beliefs, and then you're feeling bad because they're not in a relationship. Are you sure if they are feeling bad? Are you sure that even after the conversation you've had with them or the efforts that you have made, they have chucked it into the bin and they've moved on, they've left it behind, and you spend time over time worrying and feeling guilty that you could have done something different, or feeling bad that you are in a relationship while they are not in a relationship? You're not responsible for anybody's happiness. You're not actually there to resolve other people's problems. You can't resolve everyone's problems. And you see, one of the reasons why you actually put other people's responsibility on yourself, you're very selfish and you're not looking after yourself. And I'm just being very straight. You don't love yourself. You don't respect yourself. You don't respect your health. And I'm talking from a place of experience, because in the past I have been like that. I feel like the burden of the whole world has to be on me. And that's because I am not looking after myself. Don't get me wrong, it's still a learning curve. And we're all here to help each other to be our best self. But then, do you really love yourself? Do you really look after your own well-being? Do you really think about your own problems first? Or you put your problems aside and you start resolving other people's problems? You feel that you are obliged to make people get out of debt when you already are in debt. You feel that you are obliged to make people happy when they are not even willing to be happy. You're not the cause of their problem, and that's where you need to start from. You were not the cause. You are not the originator of that problem. It's okay to help them to resolve that problem if you can, if you have the capacity. But then putting your own problem aside, putting your own well-being aside, creating time for yourself aside and looking at other people's own is where the problem comes from. So in order for you to resolve it, you need to start respecting your own emotions. You need to start respecting your own health. You need to think about yourself, and it's okay to do that. It is okay to be selfish. It is okay to be selfish. Now, in some cases where you find it very hard to let go of this guilt, it is time to sit down and write them down, journal them, and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling responsible for this person? Be very clear on this thing. Am I the cause? What is the reason why I am feeling that? Was I there when the thing happened, or am I, have I contributed to it? In evaluating, writing those things and evaluating them might help you sort of think or reflect on, or maybe actually helps you understand where to start from, because that is very, very key. You're always overly responsible for how other people feel. And if you can relate to this, how straining it can be, how it can affect all areas of your life when you're trying to make everybody happy, when you're trying to ensure that everyone is happy. But life happens. Life happens in different ways. Life happens to people and it affects them from different directions. It will affect all areas, because you sort of start feeling, because you're putting other people's burden on yourself. You can't it is time for you to start unlearning that belief, that thought that you have to make everyone happy. You have to start unlearning that habit, because you become addicted to it. It's just like taking a medication. You use it today, it relieves you. That little satisfaction you get when you have displeased yourself to, it's just temporary. It's temporary, but you get that temporary satisfaction today, you get the temporary satisfaction tomorrow. You become addicted to that temporary satisfaction you get from displeasing yourself. You become addicted to being overly responsible for other people's happiness. And you feel, oh gosh, I could have done one or two things to help them resolve their problem. I could have, I could. But you are not the cause of their problem. You are not the reason why they are unhappy. And the reality is, when some people realize that you're filled with empathy, you are compassionate, they will take advantage of you. You need to understand when to bridge the gap between somebody who is deciding to take advantage of you and somebody who really needs help, who really needs your support. Because humans are humans. They will take advantage. They will take advantage of the fact that they know that when they are unhappy, you are not happy. So where do you see? You need to start setting those boundaries. Start setting those boundaries and understand that you cannot make everyone happy. You need to start understanding or start exploring in curiosity as opposed to judging that, oh yes, I could have done one or two things. Free yourself from being responsible for other people's happiness. It's okay to help when you can. It's okay to support people when you can. But remember that you cannot leave your own problems. You cannot leave your own well-being. You cannot leave your own unhappiness and start focusing on taking responsibility. It is not healthy. It is not good. It is not even okay to do that. It is not okay to do that. So, if you can relate to this, you are one of, you can relate, because to be honest, I can relate so much with it as well. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you want to get the best out of you, you really have to offload other people's burden. You can't put, like carrying a 50 kg on your head. You're going to, you're going to be weighed down, and you're not going to be as effective. It will affect all areas of your life. I want to hear from you. I want you to share in the comments if you can relate to this and how you've been able to let go of feeling guilty, allowing it to affect your emotions, allowing it to affect all areas of your life when you're trying to make other people happy, or feeling responsible for other people's happiness. Right, so this is it. Yes, it is okay for other people to be unhappy even when you are happy. It is okay to think about it that I am not responsible for their problem. It is okay to let go. So let go. Their problem, it's a phase, and they would get past it. And that's how you have to start thinking. Thinking that it is a phase, they would, and yeah, everyone goes through problems. We all go through challenges. For you to succeed, you need to go through challenges. So start looking at it from that point of view, that you're going through these challenges for you to succeed. If you are putting in so much effort to help them get past that problem, and they are not putting the right amount of effort, then it's not worth it. It is not worth it. So, like I said, you cannot force a horse to the river. You can force a horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink water. And if you're sending maybe somebody's trying to look for a job, and you're sharing all those resources with them, and they're not reading them, there's really nothing you can do. You're putting in so much effort to help them get the life that you feel they should have, but they're not putting in the right amount of effort. Then all what you're doing is in vain. So is this you? Are you always feeling that you have to be responsible for everything? Are you wanting to take charge of the circumstances? You want to feel in control of everything. You want to rush when people are sad, and then you want to be there to help them. Or you want to, when people are making a request, you feel obliged. You feel that you have your own bills. You have your own problems. Resolve them first. Resolve them first. And I understand. I understand that it can be very hard. But you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional about thinking, because not when you are your own best self, not until you are as productive as you can, not until then are you able to help other people. But if you're taking too much burden on yourself, I'm sorry, it would affect all areas of your life. And it's time to stop doing that. It is time to stop feeling like you're responsible for other people's problems or other people's, you have to put in effort to make other people happy. Set the boundaries, bridge the gap, and understand that yes, it's okay to help when you can. It's okay to support people when you can, but it should not affect you being the best version of yourself. If you really know that you can relate and you really want to have a one-to-one with me, I want you can send me an email. The email I'll be putting on the screen in a minute, and there are other things that can help you be the best version of yourself in our previous episodes. So watch them, for you to be the best version of yourself. You cannot put other people's burden on yourself. It is okay to let go. If you have found this useful, I want you to give it a thumbs up, share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it with everyone that needs to hear this, everyone that needs to stop being responsible for other people's happiness. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you are sharing. Share this with everyone that needs to watch this and unlearn that habit. And let's start being the best version of ourselves. Thanks for watching today. I would hope to see you next week. If you have any question, do not forget the email is on the screen as well. Follow our social media pages. And yes, this is Bola Adeyeye Omi Shade. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.